LeBron James gets into the movie business. Fortnite's matchmaking in upheaval along with a Spyro the Dragon remake. Powerbomb.tv goes into a little bit of drama. And Raw and SmackDown are going to be going into co-branded pay-per-views. My name is Joe White. That's some of the things that we'll be talking about as we take you from pillar to post. What's up, everybody? I hope you are doing wonderful. How about that new entrance music there? The new theme music there. I like it. Very video game-esque. All right. Let's get into some news that interests me today. Black Panther's coming out this weekend, and I am super hyped for this movie. I cannot wait to go see it. It's the last Marvel Cinematic Universe movie until Infinity War. If that doesn't get you hyped up for this weekend, guys, I'm going out Friday or Saturday to see it. I cannot wait to see this movie. It looks freaking amazing. So you'll expect a review from me coming out either Sunday or Monday for that, or maybe even late Saturday night here on the channel. Go see this movie. Support this movie. It looks freaking amazing, and it's a hell of a story to be told. Let's get into some other news here. According to the Hollywood Reporter, LeBron James is to produce a House Party reboot for New Line. Atlanta writer Stephen Glover and Jamal Allori are penning the screenplay as Los Angeles hosts its first NBA All-Star shindig in 7 years. LeBron is prepping for a Hollywood bash of his own. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the megastar and Spring Hill Entertainment partner Maverick Carter are producing a new house party which will relive the Kid and Play fronted New Line comedy franchise that started in 1990 and was followed by sequels in 91 and 94. This is definitely not a reboot. It's an entirely new look for a classic movie, James tells the Hollywood Reporter. Everyone I grew up with loved House Party. To partner with this creative team and to bring a new House Party to a new generation is unbelievable. Fans can expect a star-studded soundtrack, perhaps even James's good pal Drake, who Spring Hill's collaborating with on the next Netflix crime dramas Top Boy, and Vince Carter doc, The Carter Effect. So expect some Drake thrown in the soundtrack of this movie. We're trying out some ideas for musicians to be cast and be part of the project, says Carter, who adds that a cameo by James is in high demand since his well-received performance in Universal's Trainwreck. That also remains a possibility. There's no plan for it now, but he's a fantastic actor, and if he wants a role, Steven will find a great role to put him in. I'm excited for this. I like the idea of this coming out. I enjoyed the first House Party immensely as a kid. So, yeah, you know, LeBron James branching out, realizing that basketball career isn't going to be forever. In other news here, Hollywood Reporter is reporting an exclusive that Paddington director Paul King is in talks for a new Willy Wonka movie. The reimaging of Roald Dahl's classic children's book is being developed by Warner Brothers. He's in final negotiations to direct Willy Wonka, a reimagining of Roald Dahl's classic children's book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is being developed by Warner Brothers. King would be reunited with David Heyman, who was the producer of the Paddington movies. Of course, Wonka is the infamous and eccentric owner of a chocolate factory who figured prominently in the Dahl's 1964 book and its follow-up, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. He's also caretaker of the Oompa Loompas, blah, blah, blah. Simon Rich wrote the new script, which is being kept under wraps. They're beginning creative revamp of some of its properties. The hope for Wonka is that King will initiate new franchise that will stand out artistically. Another Roald Dahl adaptation, The Witches, has a script written by Guillermo del Toro and is attracting directors, with Robert Zemeckis said to be a Met for the project. The movies follow the studio's deal with the Dr. Seuss estate to make a new Cat in the Hat movie, as well as other Seuss adaptations. And new leadership overseeing the DC-based movies is also intended to steer that slate in new directions as well. King currently has Paddington 2 in theaters. The British-centric pick, which stars Sally Hawkins and Hugh Grant, among others, was released by Warner Brothers, which picked it up from Belayed the Weinstein Company. Late last year, the movie holds an upstanding 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, has made more than $205 million worldwide to date. Robert Zemeckis doing an ad. This is what I take away from this. Okay, the Roald Dahl thing, the Willy Wonka thing has already been remade. Johnny Depp did a horrible freaking job, in my opinion. They did a horrible job with the Oompa Loompas. They did a horrible job all around with that movie. I couldn't stand the remake of Willy Wonka. Nobody will ever, ever, ever be able to top Gene Wilder in that role. But I guess, hey, why not go ahead and, why not go ahead and just redo this for kids out today? It's a whole new generation. I think it's been almost 10 years since that remake was done anyway. The new script being kept under wraps is maybe not a good sign. But then again, we're probably years away from this being made. So what really strikes me here, though, is the Guillermo del Toro writing the script for The Witches, which, if you have never seen The Witches, I believe that starred Angelica Houston as the main antagonist. Go watch it. That is a brilliant freaking movie, The Witches. I love that movie. It's a bit scary for little kids. I remember it scared the hell out of me when I was like 2 or 3 years old. It scared the hell out of me, but now I love it. Go watch that. I haven't seen that in a while, actually. I'm going to go watch that today. It's about a boy and his grandmother who are staying at a hotel for the weekend, and they discovered that there's a cult or a coven of witches who are also having a little retreat at the same hotel. The boys get this little boy and his friend get discovered. They get turned into mice. I know from that depiction you're sitting there going, huh? But go watch it. It's a fantastic movie. So Guillermo del Toro, who recently, I believe, did The Shape of Water, and Robert Zemeckis, you got Guillermo del Toro writing the script, Robert Zemeckis doing the directing. That's a match made in heaven when it comes to a project like this for me, especially how Guillermo del Toro has received such admiration for The Shape of Water. So it's hell, Guillermo del Toro probably is going to win an Oscar for that movie. Something. That movie's going to win an Oscar, for crying out loud, The Shape of Water. So, I think maybe Guillermo del Toro is excited to do something a little bit more lighthearted / scary, coming off of that series, The Shape of Water. So I'm curious that's what I take away from this article. Screw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I want a Witches remake. So, Paddington 2 I have not seen yet. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So we'll follow this story as it develops. The new Cat in the Hat movie in the works from Warner Brothers. Make it an animated film. That one with Michael Myers was so horrible. The Grinch movie with Jim Carrey is meh. It's watchable, but it's nowhere near that good. Switching to some video game news now. As you can see there on your screen, the Monsters Inc. That right there is amazing to me. So apparently the D23, I think, is going on over in Japan right now, and they debuted a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts, which has Goofy, Donald, and the lead character going to the Monsters Inc. realm and becoming monsters. And it looks amazing. I cannot wait for this game to come out. The crazy part is, the more I see about this game, the more I'm sitting here going, this is not going to live up to the hype. But they've never steered us wrong before with a Kingdom Hearts game. So, I remember a few months ago, actually about this time last year, I went and bought a PS2 just for playing Kingdom Hearts. I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts on the PS2 on an old CRTV. So I'm doing that now. I'm still, I'll go back to it. It's one of those games where I have to, I'll play it for a week, take a couple months off, go back to it. But I'm excited for the new Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited that they're going to Monsters, Inc. Now, if they could get Billy Crystal and John Goodman to do the voices for Sully and Mike Wazowski, respectively, I think that I think that they would have a real hit on their hands. If they don't get those two to come in to do the voices for those characters, it's pointless. So excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out. Fortnite developers, they're responding to concerns of a proposed matchmaking system on the PS4, Xbox, and PC. If you have not played Fortnite yet, I was introduced to Fortnite by a friend of the show, RJ Elite. You may have heard him doing the Raw postgame show with me last week. But he introduced me to Fortnite, and Fortnite is a battle royale, kind of like a deathmatch style thing that you can that started off as a Minecraft / battle royale hybrid. You could build your structures, you could build things, if you need to get up to a high place, you could build a ramp or stairs to get up there. I've fallen in love with it, honestly. And it's free to play. That's the beauty of it. It's free to play for now. So the Fortnite developer Epic Games announced that some changes are coming to the popular games matchmaking system. This comes courtesy of GameSpot, by the way. Some voiced concerns about the proposed changes and how Epic has said it will take this feedback into quote-unquote careful consideration before making any changes. In a tweet, Epic Games says, "We heard you loud and clear concerning changes to matchmaking. We'll be sorting through all the feedback we've been given and take it into careful consideration before taking any steps." The root of the concern comes from a single line in a recent Fortnite State of Development blog in which Epic said, "We are working on changes to matchmaking that are aimed at creating matches with a more balanced distribution of skill. The suggestion here is that Fortnite may be adopting a skill-based matchmaking system, meaning that players would be matched with those who have a comparable skill level. Many games use skill-based matchmaking, so it wouldn't be a new phenomenon, but for Fortnite, some have expressed concerns that such a system would make the game feel more serious in nature instead of a more casual experience." Here's my take on this. And this article goes on to say they recently passed 3.4 million concurrent users, which actually bogged down their service and shut the service down last Saturday, which is ahead of the record that PUBG set earlier this year. A 60 frames per second mode is coming to PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X later this month. So here's my take on this. I'm not real good at shooters, third person or first person. I'm not real good at games like this. In fact, I've been playing Fortnite for almost a week and haven't came in first place in a match yet. I've come in, the highest I think I've came in is 5th. So here's my thing. I'm not as good as some of these other guys. So the idea of progressing, the better you get at it, the more matches you win, they put you in with people your equal skill level. I like that. But at the same time, I'm also kind of partial to people who say this is a bad idea, in that, what if I get put into a player who's the top ranked player in the world and I somehow beat this guy? That adds to the randomness. It adds to the spontaneity of the game. It adds to the charm of the game. They also announced that they are taking away the submachine gun as a weapon, saying they're putting it in the vault as they make room for new weapons and, to put new weapons in there. My favorite game, as long as they don't take away the combat shotgun, I'm fine. I love that shotgun in the game. So, Fortnite, if you're not playing it, jump on there. I'll put, if you want to know my PSN name, I'll give it out to you. You can add me on PSN. We'll play together, whatever the case may be. Maybe something I do for my Patreon subscribers. Let me get a shameless plug-in for that. If you're not supporting me on Patreon, I would invite you to please do so. Just $1 a month gets you all the content for now, including the audio version of the official and unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show, as well as other videos that I produced throughout the couple weeks that I've set up that Patreon account. Another video is coming out later on this week. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet for exclusivity, but I'll think of something, and something besides the after show will go up on my Patreon for my $1 warriors later on this week. There's a link below in the description. So what are your thoughts on the whole Fortnite thing? Do you play Fortnite? Do you enjoy Fortnite? How are you with the crossbow that they put out this week for Valentine's Day? I'm not a huge fan of it. What is your favorite weapon in Fortnite, and how do you feel about this matchmaking tweak that they're making? or could be making. I don't think they will make it now that a bunch of people have lashed out about it now, because, one or two people bitch about something nowadays and it's okay, we'll back off. Nobody can have a set of balls, and the court of opinion far outweighs the court of law, which we'll get into here in a minute. But in other news, Laura Kate Dale over at Kotaku UK confirming that a Spyro the Dragon Trilogy remaster is coming to PS4 this year. She says, according to multiple sources familiar with the project, Activision is currently working on a Spyro the Dragon Trilogy remaster, which will be announced in March 2018 and be released in Q3 of 2018. The trilogy remaster will be much like the highly successful Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, featuring new assets, lighting, animation, cinematics, as well as a remastered soundtrack. It will also feature updates to the save feature, much like occurred in the Crash remaster, which replaced the original game's password feature with something a little bit more user-friendly. The remaster will include Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon, and there is the tantalizing promise of some cut content from the original releases of those games. The Spyro remaster will be announced for PS4 with PS4 Pro support sometime in March 2018. Will be releasing in Q3 of 2018. One source suggested that September would be the launch month, which would put it in line with Spyro's 20th anniversary. While this detail will not be a part of the announcement in March, the game will be a 1-year timed exclusive for the PS4 before being ported over to other systems in 2019. Haha, we get it first. PlayStation Nation, sorry. Apparently, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is tied to a similar 1-year exclusivity window, so expect to see multiple ports of that in 2018. Spyro the Dragon Trilogy Remastered is currently in development by Vicarious Visions, the same studio who handled the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Given the Bandicoot success, this release makes a lot of sense. Soon enough, we'll see whether the Purple Dragon is remembered quite as fondly. I gotta be honest here. Spyro the Dragon was the first game I ever played on PlayStation. Ever. I got my PS1. First game I popped in was Spyro, and I fell in love. I love Spyro the Dragon. I miss Spyro the Dragon. When they took him away and put him over at Skybounders, whatever that damn thing was with the toys, I was pissed. They totally downgraded Spyro when they put him in, I think it was Skylanders or whatever it was. Hated it. The Insane Trilogy with Crash Bandicoot, I've yet to play that. I'm probably going to pick that up within the next couple weeks and play around with it. So it's one of those things where I miss Spyro. I miss Spyro a ton, man. So who knows what's going to happen with Spyro the Dragon and this insane, or in his trilogy there. Switching over to some wrestling news now, as we are again taking you from pillar to post. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. We encourage you to share our content as well. And of course, if you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. We greatly much appreciate it. All right, here we go. There's a lot of things happening in the wrestling world that we're going to get to today. First of which being that the WWE has announced, of course, 7 participants in the men's Elimination Chamber match. So Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Let me see here. Let me pull this up. I hit the wrong button here. So you got, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins joining into the chamber after Kurt Angle. They made this announcement last night on Facebook. Again, social media is the key to WWE. Give me a break. So WWE is getting rid of single branded pay-per-view events. They, according to Dave Meltzer and multiple other sources, advances for pay-per-views have not been strong. The one in Vegas coming up has not been strong. Well, see, here's the thing. Vegas is an MMA town. I don't think they view pro wrestling the same way as everybody else does. My concern with this is that if they do go back in May to having the single branded pay-per-views, having, or co-branded pay-per-views, I should say, with Raw and SmackDown both being represented, you have less talent being able to get over. Not as many opportunities, like the whole, Jinder Mahal. If they were doing the co-branded pay-per-views, would Jinder Mahal have ever gotten a shot? No. But on the happy side of things, on the pro side of things, it means less pay-per-views a month. But does less pay-per-views a month mean less value to network subscribers? I don't think so. I really don't think so. The separate pay-per-views, when they're doing them, separately, led to the same boring matches month after month after month. I mean, look how long the Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy thing has already been going on, and people are already bored of it. A lot of speculation asking, will every pay-per-view go to 4 hours? I don't think so. I think we'll still see 3 hours, maybe 3.5 if they decide to go over. But the 4-hour pay-per-view deal starting at 7 o'clock, that's reserved for the Big Four. And I like that idea. So what do you think about the co-branded pay-per-views? It's starting apparently with Backlash in May. The arena that's holding Backlash sent out an email yesterday telling everybody it's a co-branded pay-per-view with Raw and SmackDown stars. So what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below or tweet at me at Joe Pillar to Post on Twitter with your thoughts. Last night, Brian Alvarez said something that was crazy to me. He said, Alvarez, they were talking about the John Cena and the Miz match. They said it was very slow and that you had, quote-unquote, WrestleMania near falls in the opener. He's criticizing them for having WrestleMania-like near falls in the opener. Dude, have you seen a New Japan or Ring of Honor show lately, or any other indie show for that matter? They're doing WrestleMania near falls in the opener. They're doing WrestleMania near falls in the dark matches. Hell, half of all Ring of Honor matches and New Japan matches have WrestleMania quality near falls throughout all of them. So don't give me that crap. Don't give me that crap. Powerbomb.tv. For those of you who don't know what Powerbomb.tv is, it's basically a network where they live stream and put video on demand of various indie events around the country. They announcing on Twitter today that they have basically parted ways with Adam Lash, who is apparently a co-founder of Powerbomb TV, over the fact that Adam Lash believes that they should not stream anything Michael Elgin related. He said on Twitter, he went on a big rant on Twitter a few days ago, going, I encourage everyone who thinks that we should not legitimize Michael Elgin and his behavior to let Powerbomb TV know that you still do not want to support a company that turns a blind eye to somebody that's still engaged in a smear campaign against an alleged victim of sexual assault. I fought for over a month privately to prevent it from happening, and I failed. There are a lot of people telling others in the company that I co-founded to do it. Concerns that if we don't, there will be repercussions and that partners will end deals with us. If my partners in Powerbomb TV are uncomfortable advertising the stream on upcoming schedule, if they're uncomfortable even mentioning the name Michael Elgin and promoting the stream, and feel that their answer is to donate money to a charitable organization so that they feel a little better about streaming the guy, then the right thing to do is not stream the guy in the first place. Let Powerbomb.tv know how you feel. And this led to Powerbomb.tv making a business decision. Hey, it's a business. Michael Elgin draws still, despite all this. So Adam Lash retweeted on there. He goes, it's very exciting that Powerbomb TV is streaming Apollo Crews today. Can't wait till we stream Big Mike next Thursday. That's going to be exciting. And this is the same guy who said, hey, I don't want to stream the guy. On the same day, putting the guy over. And unless he was meaning this sarcastically. And then he goes, taking a moral stance is overrated. Not our job to police the indies. Best to be quiet and hope no one notices that we're streaming him. He goes, next Thursday, February 15th, even more pumped to be seeing Black Panther that night. And he goes, yes. I hope that last part is sarcasm. He goes, it was. So apparently this was all sarcasm. That saying that he was not excited to stream Big Mike or whatever the case may be. This has led to a lot of people canceling their Powerbomb.tv subscriptions. And to be honest here, it's a double-edged sword for me. Because do we really want a guy, I look at it this way. Should the guy be ousted for doing this, for doing a smear campaign against somebody who was a sexual assault victim? Yes. I'm sorry. I like Michael Elgin's work, but this circumvents it. This totally puts a black eye on his work. And to me, in my opinion, they should not be streaming anything that the guy is on. Okay? That's my opinion. The guy should be ran out of the business on a rail until he can learn to sit there and go, okay, I was wrong. This happened. So, apparently, the promoter of the Dynamite Cup, which was a huge success last year, has pulled out of Powerbomb.tv. He said that he goes, I love everyone involved in Powerbomb. They've been wonderful partners with the Dynamite Cup, but I'm not going to hesitate to tweet links to alternate content on Powerbomb you can watch if you don't want to support a promoter who doesn't give a shit about sexual assault. Tom later, posting basically, there's just a lot of back and forth going on about this mess, man. There's a lot of drama. Apparently, somebody named Ian, I think it was Ian Rotten, announced this. He goes, Adam Lash further going, all attempts to handle this issue privately have failed. Unfortunately, I went public in hopes of averting a terrible, terrible mistake. The issue of Michael Elgin became one immediately after Ian announced him. By that time, we'd already made the deal with IWA to stream twice a month. Jerry and I both decided we would not stream any Michael Elgin matches. Jerry wavered back and forth prior to the appearance of the Tumblr, YouTube, and multiple Twitter accounts that began popping up attacking Mo. I briefly, as in for 2 hours, agreed just to stream him because I'm far from perfect and I got tired of fighting about it. The appearance of those accounts along with the tweets reignited my will, and I again argued against streaming him, coming up with the compromise that we take an intermission during his match or that it could happen after the stream ended. That was turned down. Jerry's compromise was to stream him and put a sign up code like the ones the promotions get, where all the money would go to a abuse prevention charity. I thought this was absolutely idiotic from a PR and ethical standpoint. Sign up to support charity so we feel a little bit better about making the wrong decision. A few days when nothing went by, things were silent, and then Jerry announced in an email to the guy who does the Dynamite Cup and to Joe Esposito his unliteral decision made at Smart TV's urging that we are probably streaming him. That was the last time I heard from him until in the email telling me that they were severing ties. He did not answer any of my messages or calls attempting to convince him that what a bad idea this was, nor did he check on me while I was in the hospital. Well, he's not obligated to check on you while you're in the hospital, but anyway. This whole thing is a freaking mess, guys. It's a freaking mess. And it's crazy. It is crazy to me how Michael Elgin is going to be the cause for somebody to lose a job. And apparently this guy who runs the Dynamite Cup has pretty much agreed that he's going to find streaming elsewhere. He's not going to be a part of Powerbomb TV. He goes, I still love Jerry as a friend, but today's decision by Powerbomb TV putting money before human beings. I'm not asking anyone to boycott Powerbomb TV since it's done wonders for decent businesses, but I don't run a business. It's about putting people before business. Since money is not exchanged on either end and the rights were just assumed because of friendship, I feel like I have the right to declare this now. The 2018 Dynamite Cup will not be on Powerbomb.tv. I'll find a way to distribute it in the upcoming weeks. Man, this is a mess, guys. This is freaking crazy. All because they're refusing to, not... I'm sorry, what are you going to do? As a business, what are you going to do? I mean, Michael Elgin's clearly going to continue to get bookings. So if I'm Powerbomb TV, what do you expect? On the one hand, what do you expect me to do? Not sit there and tell a promotion, if you have Michael Elgin on your card, don't expect it to stream across our service. Well, then me as a promoter, I'm sitting there going, well, Michael Elgin fucking draws. I don't care what he's done in his private life. So either, I'm still going to run him regardless of whether you stream me because it's going to make me a ton of money. And, it's a business aspect of things. As Michael Corleone said in The Godfather, it's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business. But, on the other hand, in the world we live in, where the court of opinion apparently outweighs the court of law, and you could be ran out of town on a rail just because somebody says, hey, you did this to me. which we have that Elgin did this. We have text messages and all this stuff that proves Elgin did this. Ran this smear campaign. You know, it's a very double-edged sword that we live in. Now it's floating over to the wrestling business. It's floating over to the wrestling business, and I don't like it one bit, but hey, it's the world we live in now where the court of opinion outweighs the court of law, so we're guilty until proven innocent. And guess what? No, once you get accused of this, once you get accused of something, if there's text messages and emails to back this stuff up, the people's claims up, which, sorry, but anybody can alter a photo of a text message to make it look like somebody said something. I'm not saying that's what happened here. Again, I'm on this girl Mo. I'm on her side on this whole thing. It's horrible. It's despicable. You shouldn't be running a smear campaign against it. But man, when it starts affecting other promotions, what's supposed to happen? Nobody's supposed to book Michael Elgin anymore? Okay. I guess Michael Elgin resorts to go flipping burgers at his local McDonald's or going to work at the local Home Depot because nobody will book him anymore. And there's some people out there like me that are saying, hey, maybe that should happen. Maybe that should happen to Michael Elgin. But this whole deal with Powerbomb TV, I'm sorry. You know, he had a damn, you know, he had a damn good leg to stand on. Mr. Adam Lash, to me, I'm on his side on this. I really am. Hey, I don't think we should stream this guy. First off, it's immoral. Second of all, it's bad PR. There's more women wrestling fans than ever right now. We're going to alienate them if we stream this guy. It's a business decision. Have an intermission during the match. It's one thing to sit there and to me go, okay, we're going to show the match video on demand to where anybody who wants to click on it cannot click on it. And then you got people going, yeah, but if they do it during the live stream too, you can always exit out of the stream and then come back once that match ends. Well, how do you know when the match is going to end? How do you know how long the match is going to go? You don't. So why not take an intermission during that match, record the match obviously, and go, hey, this match will be up as a video on demand segment. Right after the show ends, we'll have it up there as a video on demand segment. But then you got Powerbomb TV going, well, we kind of want to be uncensored and let the promoters do our own thing. And I can respect that too. Because if I'm a promoter, I wouldn't want my show hacked up like that. What if it ruins the flow of my show and my storytelling? Again, does it go back to people saying, maybe you just shouldn't book Elgin? He's a piece of shit for what he did. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Should they stream, should Powerbomb TV take a step in there and go, hey, if you're going to book this creep, we're not going to show it? Or do you think the other people at Powerbomb TV were right to go, hey, we're not going to tamper with the promotion? Let me know what you think in the comments below. New Japan has announced details of the Honor Rising events. This is coming courtesy of Mike Johnson and PW Insider. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced the lineups of their Honor Rises events at Corrigan Hall in Tokyo. The events will be taking place over February 23rd and 24th, respectively. They will have English commentary up at NewJapanWorld.com. This is the first time that the Golden Lovers of Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi will be teaming together for the first time since their reunion. Let's run down this card. I'll give you my thoughts here. On Friday, February 23rd, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, and along with Chase Owens, will be going up against Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes, and Adam Page. Well, now people are going to sit there and go, does this mean that Chase Owens is joining Kenny Omega's Bullet Club and that Marty Scurll is joining with Cody and Adam? Yes, you can make that argument since it is happening in a New Japan arena. But you could also make the comment of, hey, it's a Ring of Honor versus New Japan style pay-per-view, and Chase Owens is a New Japan guy, Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes, and Adam Page are Ring of Honor guys. That's why I kind of, a lot of people making the comment of there's a Ring of Honor Bullet Club and there's a New Japan Bullet Club, and that's how they're going to split them up. I even did a video talking about it. So, further adding to the suspense. The Never Openweight Championship will be defended as Haruki Goto will take on the Beer City Bruiser. David Finlay and Juice Robertson are going to take on the Young Bucks. That ought to be freaking amazing. Hiromu Takahashi versus Kushida versus Flip Gordon. Golly, that's going to be awesome. Taguchi and Jay Lethal and ROH champion Dalton Castle versus the Best Friends and Jay White. That ought to be awesome as well. Hanrei and Kitamura versus Bad Luck Fale and Yoroji Takahashi. That right there, man. Fale versus Kitamura. Are you kidding me? We're going to see those two in the same ring, in the ring at the same time? It's going to be great. The show will air live on New Japan Pro World. You also got Cheeseburger, Delirious, and Liger versus Hikuleo and the Gorillas of Destiny. Man, why are the Gorillas of Destiny on the bottom of the card like that? They deserve so much more. Tonga and Loa just... I'm sorry, they deserve more than to be put with Cheeseburger. On Saturday the 24th, you got ROH champion Dalton Castle taking on Trent Beretta. Calling Castle to win that one. Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega versus Marty Scurll and Cody Rhodes. Furthering this Bullet Club storyline, of course, Cody Rhodes fighting Omega at the Super Card of Honor, WrestleMania weekend. Cheeseburger, Delirious, Juice and Liger versus the Gorillas of Destiny, Bad Luck Fale for the Never Openweight 6-Man Championship. Please let the Bullet Club win that one. Finlay and Juice Robertson and Jay Lethal taking on, I'm going to butcher this name, Hikuleo, Chase Owens, and Takahashi. Taguchi and Flip Gordon versus Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. Which that ought to be cool. Chucky T, Yoshihashi Hashi, and Jay White, representing Chaos, I believe, are going to be taking on the Young Bucks and Adam Page. Toa Hanrei versus the Beer City Bruiser is also taking place. Good cards. I like the Bullet Club versus Bullet Club aspect of it. I really do. Absent by this, though, I believe... Is there no Okada on this? There's no Okada on either of these dates. That's weird to me, man. That's weird that we're getting no Okada at all. No Kazuchika Okada on this. What does that say? Well, it tells me that they're really pushing the... Sorry, somebody sliding up into the DMs here. I'll answer it in a minute. It tells me that they're really pushing this Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. The Bullet Club is fine. I did watch Being the Elite yesterday. I enjoyed seeing that damn bear. I will say that if the bear they redid the Shockmaster entrance with the bear with his head falling off and Scroll going, he fell on his fucking ass, So it was awesome. But however, if they start putting this bear in the ring, the first time that bear climbs between the ropes and takes a bump, I'm going to go full on Jim Cornette on it. It doesn't belong. It's okay to have him outside dancing around, whatever the case may be. He's the drug-free bear. But the first time he starts getting involved and the first time he starts, getting involved in matches, that's where I got to draw the line. So there you go. We've taken you from pillow to post today. We talked about movies. We talked about video games. We talked about pro wrestling. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Man, what a show. What a lot of exciting news going on here. It's some of it's crazy, some of it's good, some of it's bad. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, I encourage you to become one of my $1 warriors on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you get the audio version of the CWF After Show that I do, as well as other exclusive content that is up there right now. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch if you're watching this on Twitch. And we will see you guys down the road.